Hello everybody, nice to see you again. Happy Friday, welcome. Hopefully you can hear and see me. Let me just check. Yes, it looks green on my end for the moment. Welcome to Fishy Business number 5477. Or that's how it feels anyway. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. The storm's really doing a number on me. My internet has been up and down like a bride's nightie all day. Even when it's up, it's been terrible speeds. So fingers crossed, everyone touch some wood somewhere that we make it through the stream. Because I'm not really... Yes, these brawlies are, not good. It has rained heavily consistently for a couple of days, and my fish room is flooded. Not because I've overflown any tanks. I can't see out this eye, hang on. It's so wet, the water is starting to come up through the concrete floor of my garage, which is my fish room, where we are now. So I've spent the day paranoid because I keep hearing water splashing, running. Every time I move around, there's a puddle. And it pools in the same places that it does when I flooded. So when mega tank leaks or any of these tanks leak, water all over the floor, and I go, oh god, oh no. So, in fact, maybe I can even show you some of it. Does the GoPro work? The GoPro works. So, for instance, if we have a look under my desk, you've got the water coming in up through the floor, underneath the racks over there. This carpet is sodden. Running water all the way out there. Fun times. Let me just shut everything again. Fun times. So I guess I have to be thankful that nothing's actually broken yet, and even as much as it looks like I'm flooded everywhere, it's not my fault, and it's not a fish tank that's broken. I'm all tangled up now. Hang on. But nothing has quite yet, crossing everything, there's been no disasters. So, how have we got? Evening folks, says GB, Hans Hartman, hi from Sweden. Jugglers in, Dangerous Dan is in, Billy John Young, hello. I don't recognise that name. That's nice to see you if you're new here. If you are new here, say hello, we won't bite. Audio is good, thank you very much. At least the storm should get the Corys going. No, I don't think the cable reaches that far, but yeah, my Sterby Cory, I think I picked up something like 200 eggs. I've put them in a little breeder box. Most of them have gone fuzzy, so I don't think it's worked. But yes, they have gone crazy, the Sterbys. The rest of them don't seem to have done anything, though. Phil, good evening, Phil. Eddie's Fish Room, how you doing? Tim Reptile. I always want to say Tim the Reptile, but it's just Tim Reptile. Hello. Salutations from a sunny Costa del South Wales. Sunny? That's not fair. Yes, Juggler, a flooding in the fish room and not from Megatank. Who would have thunk it the day would come where it wasn't Megatank's fault? Silver Surfer, how you doing? Scott says, evening all, how's everyone? Don't forget to hit your like button on the way in. And that is quite right, that is the theme of the day. Give us some likes. Any kind of interaction. I'm bored. You're rubbish. I can't understand a word you're saying. It's all fine. Interactions for the watchword, that's what we want. Hello from Bolton, it's raining again. Yeah, God, don't we know about the rain. Run a dehumidifier and a heater to dry it up. There's a dehumidifier up there, and there's a big massive radiator pumping out heat. That's why I'm so flushed at the moment. It is very wet, very, very wet. Pipe in the wall, move the computer. No, it's coming up through the floor. It's the groundwater from the amount of rain that's fallen over the last 48 hours. It seeps up. The roads are flooded round here. The roads are closed. Parks, rivers have burst their banks. So yeah, all kinds of stuff's going on. It's a tad wet, let's put it that way. So there's nothing I can do about it. I can't stop it. I just have to put up with it. As the fish room design is, anything that's got a problem with being wet is off the floor already. So my computers and servers and stuff are up on desks, they're up high, monitors, cameras, lights, all that's up high, so the water will just have to flow underneath it. It's kind of my flood prevention program anyway, because I do flood the fish room all the time. It's just a fact of life that if you have fish tanks, you're going to flood them. So I make sure that the only things that are on the ground are in plastic boxes and things like that won't get damaged by water. Simon Russell, hi guys. My front door kind of flooding, the wind must have tipped up the stuff. You should know my name. Michael from America got you to send me loads of food and a few stickers. Ah, yes. You won one of his competitions, didn't you? And then because you're in the UK, he got me to send it. That's right. I think it was last year. It was. David from Merseyside, how's it going? A wet and windy Doncaster, hello from a wet and windy Sheffield. He has a lot of fishies. I do have a lot of fishies. I've got some bad news. Humphrey's not very well, so he is here and he's fine. He's not dead or anything, but he's a little bit worse for wear. He's been moping in the corner. You can see his head's a little dented and deflated. He's not been a happy bunny for a couple of days. We've had some bad news in the fish room. Kind of had a bit of an issue. If I've not yet fed this back to Fluval, but you know that FX clarifier when I made that video. But in fact, let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I wish I hadn't given away that second one I got, and I could have just shown you on it. I don't want to see history. I want to see. Right, I'm just going to have a look at it. Right, if this makes sense. Internet, so slow. So this is the Fluval FX UVC inline clarifier. First of all, it works great. This is clear as a bell. Totally happy with how it works. But if I can see any of the stuff that it comes with, the 90-degree rubber elbow adapter is the problem. So if you watch the video I made on it, and if you haven't, go back and watch it. Unless you have a spare hose, the mounting option is basically it just kind of hangs off. And this is quite a stiff rubber elbow, so this comes off your filter. So on one end you put the filter output, and the other end you put the UVC input, and then the other end of the UVC goes back to the tank. Over time, what had happened is the weight of, so that fitting there fits on the UVC filter on one of them, and over time the weight of the water in there and the hose that then comes out the other end, and it not being fixed to anything, it buckled. So this, even though it's quite stiff, once it got hot and wet and heavy, it crimped, and it restricted the flow of my filter in here. So if you can see in there, glare-tastic, basically my filter returns are in the corner there, and I had this wave maker in front of it. So it wasn't immediately obvious to me that the filter wasn't running or wasn't flowing. It was, ever so slightly, but it was like a trickle. So not only have I probably overworked the pump in the FX2, I don't know how long I was without filtration because I just wasn't checking it every day. And it wasn't until I started to do a water change and dropped the water and noticed, oh, there's hardly any water coming out of the return. So I found an extra bit of hose. I've mounted the UVC clarifier properly, and it seems to be all right now. But I think it was long enough to have built up some ammonia, and so Humphrey's been feeling it. So we've done, the last couple of days I've been doing massive water changes to get him back up. He was really, really looking ropey yesterday. He's eaten, he's pooped, he's done all the things. I think he's going to need a couple of days to recover. But yeah, he's not very happy, so I was a bit worried about him for a while. So I'm going to feed back to Fluval and say, look, this rubber elbow adapter thing isn't strong enough to hold it up. And in the instructions it shows you that's how you have to mount it if you haven't got the extra hose, and it just wasn't up to it. So you really need to actually use the extra hose and mount it somewhere, otherwise I think you might have more problems like that. So there you go, first public service announcement for everyone. Wanted to let you know what's happening, and yeah, that could have been quite nasty if that had gone longer. Yeah, not good. Put your wellies on. It's not a bad idea, Russell. If I stamp my feet, I can hear splashing. Hayden, Trent, it's wet here. I got soaked through riding home from work, hoping my gear dries out for the morning. Yeah, everyone's soaked around here. I feel for you. He's overfilled his pond. If only that was... The pond is now overfilled. You're quite right. Although it has a lot fewer fish in it now, so I've started moving them across. I'm really quite enjoying my little goldfish fry tank, my massive goldfish fry tank. Fish Farm Link, hello, how are you? Aren't your tanks wet? Yes, they are wet. Everything's wet. Martin, how's it going? So you're used to it now, a normal Scottish summer day. It is. I mean, I have spent most of the day telling my family, it's just a bit of water. You're waterproof. Stop whinging about it. The kids phone me up, oh, you have to come and get us from school. School's closing because it's raining. I was like, what? School's closing because it's raining? Oh, what an heaven. Oh. But yeah, so I had to go and get them because it was wet. King of DIY, nice to see you. How many subscribers do you think you would need to become a full-time YouTuber? Oh. I'm on the Pepsi Max again. Apologies to everyone. I don't really think it's a question of subscribers. It's obviously a question of views. So you can have... So what have I got? 15,000 subscribers? 16? Something like that? 16 and a half, I think it is. Where's my thing gone? But I know people who have 50,000 subscribers but have fewer views than me, and I know people who have 5,000 subscribers and have way more views than me. So it's the views. The views is what drives the money, and obviously the money is what you think about when you think you want to become a full-time YouTuber. And it's all relative, so it depends. I have a fairly decent job. It pays the bills well. It's fine on that front. I don't think I'll ever reach the status of being able to make my full time out of YouTube revenue. It's a very much a side hustle. It's an extra. It would be nice if I could retire and have... So this YouTube is one of my retirement plans. So give me another... What age am I now? Another 20 years or so before I've technically retired. I'd like to retire before that. If I could take some early retirement and still bring in a few £100 each month on YouTube revenue, that'd be good. And if I got another 20 years to grow it even bigger, I'll be Father Fish giving it, you don't need filters, and I can supplement my income that way. That's probably more likely than me being able to give up, because so I would need to be getting... I mean, I've had a good week, I must be honest. I've had a good week. I've probably had about... in fact, let's have a look. So we'll do some live YouTube analytics. So there you go. So far this month, I'm expected to earn £164. That's off 42,000 views, 43,000 views. I mean, let's not beat about the bush. That's £164 more than anything else. But you know, it's all relative. That's a lot less than my monthly wage. So if I get 42,000 views in a month and that earns me that, yeah, I'm going to need millions of views a month to be able to consider packing it in. So we're a long way from that. But, you know, when I'm old and retired, my mortgage is paid off and I don't have as many responsibilities, that's not to be sniffed at. That'll be very useful. That was me who won. Yes, I remember now. 07. What does that mean? Evening all, thanks Fishkeeper. Nice to see you. Flooded the pet shop once after a ballcock got stuck in a sump after a water change. I have flooded this. This is no worse than any of the floods that I have caused on my own. So I think one of the good things is I would probably be panicking, or normal people, as if I'm some super Graham. There's probably people around here who've got similar things going on in their basements or in their garages, and they're panicking and going, "Oh my God, this water is what's going to happen?" This is like a monthly, if not weekly, occurrence for me. It's fine. I know it'll just go away and everything's fine. So I think I'm a little bit more prepared for it, from that kind of thing. Pick him up and give him a kit? No way. He'll still take a finger off, even in that state. I mean, he still is quite active. He has been keeping an eye out for me. He's been eating, but I can just tell he's down in the dumps. He's just not very good. He's also got a little bit of a ready thing going on in his gill plate. So I don't know if he's had some ammonia burn or something like that. The whole thing is compounded by, I got a text message the other day from the water company saying, "Oh, we might start flushing the pipes at some point over the next month." And you're like, when? You might taste a little bit of chlorine in the water as we clean that. And you're like, well, okay. So this is tomorrow's job. I have to change the filters in my HMA to deal with the added chlorine that's going into my water sources. So hopefully that'll give me a little bit more protection. Pardon me. Question: are giant platies a common thing? I can't find much online about them. I have one that's as big as my Elestes tetra, about 12 centimetres long. Well, I've not really had that many. I think I've kept platies once. So I've not got that much experience of them, so I don't know is my honest answer. So maybe someone in chat will know. Due to his feistiness, do you think Mr. H will do better where you have the discus? I hope he's okay. Poor duder. I hope he's okay as well. Yeah, a few people in the last video where I talked about moving my discus downstairs, some people were getting quite upset about it. They were like, "Oh my God, I'm upset about this." I'm like, "You're upset about my fish?" They couldn't believe I didn't put the discus in this tank and I put the discus in that tank. Humphrey is a big fish. He's over a foot long. He needs his space. Yes, he does love interacting with me. He needs a tank this size. I would not be comfortable keeping him in that tank anything other than short term. So I want this to be his forever home. I've set it up for him. I don't want to trash it again and break it down and put it back in. So this is Humphrey's home. End of story. Would the discus look good in here? Yes. They used to live in here before I smashed the tank. This was the discus tank. So yes, they would look fine in there. But that tank is plenty big enough for them. and they're fine there. The only thing that I might change is, and I have no scientific proof of this whatsoever, but discus sometimes are a bit funny about height. So if they're in a lower tank rather than a higher tank, they can get a bit upset about it, but it's usually a breeding thing. So when I've had breeding tanks on shelves like this, I've had lower yields when they've been low, or they just won't breed at all when they're in the low tanks, and when you put them up high, they're at it, and away you go, millions of eggs, done. So I'm not planning on breeding, although the two that do keep laying eggs, I want to use one of these tanks to separate them, give them a chance with the eggs, so we'll see how that goes. But in terms of size, it's fine. I can run a kind of cobbled together an almost constant water change system on that one, so I'm keeping the water going. It's got sponge filters, it's got hang on back filters, plenty of filtration in it. It's fine. It's going to be good. And it's also, I like this because when I'm here doing my work, this is not how I work normally. When I'm here doing my thing with work, Humphrey's here, he's swimming about, and that's fine. When I go and sit in my chair over there, I can look at Mega Tank and I can look at the Discus Tank. Best of all worlds. I'm happy with it. Maybe you should give him a nice bubble wall. He looks like a bubble bath kind of fish. Yeah, potentially. He does sometimes like to play in the flow of the power head. But I do have a few bubble walls. I could probably put something in there. Maybe Humphrey needs a girlfriend. Maybe. I'm not sure how you go about breeding flowerhorns. Big cichlids and breeding seems to be a very tense affair, so I don't know if I'm quite ready for that. 300,000 or so subs, that's what Graham needs. Maybe, but yeah, once again, it's more the views than the subs. Subs are great, but they mean nothing. They're kind of meaningless. It's all about the views. Aquarium Daily, nice to see you. Father Graham's Adventures is the new father fish. What's the best place to get the valves for a water change system? Do you mean the things like... No, that's not one of them, but these kind of things, but with the actual valves on them. eBay, Amazon. Just search refrigerator water line taps, if it's those ones that you're after. Zebra Pleco fans, hello. Put some bikini clad girls in fishnets in the thumbnails and that'll get your views up. Yeah, you're not wrong. But I'm mildly pleased with how my last few videos I've got. I think I was quite productive last week. I released 2 videos. Is that true? Am I making it up now? Yeah, so from 10th, 15th and 17th of October I published videos. And they've all done quite well. I had the Temu one where I bought everything on Temu. That's done well for me. Comparatively for me. The Making Discus More Affordable, that was a bit clickbaity of a title. All the Discus fans are like, oh yeah, how? Especially because it's winter. And really it was just me moving fish around and swapping discus for goldfish. But that got a couple of thousand views in the first day. I saved a fortune by swapping my discus fish for these. That got 3,500 views in the first couple of days. So I'm happy with that. That's quite good for me. It's nothing compared to what big people do. If you're King of DIYs or Aquarium Co-ops or any of that lot got those kind of views, they'd be like, oh no, what have I done wrong? But yeah, it's not bad for me. Graham, would it help much if we went through liking all your videos, or is it just about views? No, all interactions help. So when I say subs are useless, they're not useless. If I start to get more subs, it all counts as interactions, whether it's a subscription, whether it's a like, a view, even a dislike, a comment, a share. YouTube tracks all these things, and the more interactions happen, whatever they may be, that has an effect on the algorithm. You might hear people talking about the algorithm. The majority of your views on YouTube come from YouTube pushing your video. So, you know, when you log into YouTube on your phone or on your desktop and you're hit with a page and it's got so many videos on it, you might scroll down a page or two. It's a snowball effect. So if you get some kind of interaction and people watch it, then YouTube goes, alright, I'm going to show this to a few more people and see how many of them watch it. And if some of them watch it, I'll show it to a few more. And then you're on a bit of a snowball effect and a roll. So yes, all of it helps, but when it comes to monetizing it, only the views count. So that's what I was saying about it. There's people with 50,000 subscribers who get way less views than I do, and there's people with 5,000 subscribers who get way more. So we'll all be earning relative to that. So it's not really about subscriptions. And if you've been going a long time, you have loads of subscribers, but you never post, you fall down again. So it's a strange one. I mean, if you can look at, what's his face? Pond Guru. He's got 150,000 subscribers, but my last 3 videos have had more views than his last 3 videos, I think. I may have made that up or be thinking of someone else, but it's that kind of thing. Pardon me. Right, I'm quite far behind. So, as always, remember, we've got about half an hour to the quiz. We've got prizes to give away. We've got apologies to make to whoever won last week. I think it was Rebecca, because I still haven't sent out the prizes. We'll sort that out, but we have a fun quiz that I've only just finished making, so I apologise. It's been a bit of a rush job this evening, and as always, I'm running out of fish questions to ask, so, you know, it might be more of a general knowledge quiz. We might just rebrand this altogether and just call it the Aquarium Adventures Friday Night Pub Quiz, with occasional fishy questions. Brackets. Only Oscars. Hello, June. I'm trying to get names. I'm trying to remember names. How are you? Fish Vet. Hope you're all surviving. Yep. I'm sitting in a flood right now, but I won't go on about that. Question: will Humphrey ever get a girlfriend? I think I mentioned that. I don't know what to do there, and it seems dangerous. For those of you who've seen it, I've had many pina colada beers, and I'm very happy about it. Yes, if you have a look up here, let me find the thing. Why is my email address? Join our Discord server, and you can indulge in all the weird and wonderful beers that Fish Vet gets in there. You can ask all our fishy questions, and then my number one thing that I forgot completely to push last week, that I want to push. I've just seen a super chat come through, I think. Why have I not seen it here? Super chat from Russell. Here's a $5. Pretend it's an extra 150 views. Thank you very much. Oh, always very much appreciated. Well, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, join Discord, share your pictures, and your pictures. That's the one thing I want to talk about. We have plans afoot to design a calendar. Now, I've left it particularly vague as to what theme we're going for, but other than good, I want good pictures. So I want your best attempts at good fishy pictures that we can put into a calendar, a physical calendar that you can then buy, and all the proceeds from the physical calendar will go to a charity yet to be decided. So last year we did, I think, St. Martin Hospice. The year before that we did the autism charity. I can't remember the name of it. And the year before, or was it just those 2 years? So this year we're going to do it again. We managed to raise a few £100. It's not earth-shattering, but it all helps. And I want to push it again. I've even been given, by my generous work, my proper job, have given me a day off to count as my volunteering day, where I can edit all the pictures that we create. I think it's just so they can attach it to my charitable donation. But anyway, fine, I'll take it as an extra day off. So, to that end, not next Friday, but the Friday after that, which I think is the 3rd? No, that might not be right. Oh yeah, the 3rd of November. That's when all your submissions must be in, before the 3rd of November.
Oh, my balls.
Oh, there it is. Russell, that alert was slow because of my poor internet download. Upload's fine, so that's why you can probably still see and hear me, but download's terrible. But yeah, thank you for that, Russell. On the 3rd of November, I will be editing all the pictures, choosing the best pictures that we've got, send them off to Phil, who hopefully is still here, who will be printing the calendars, and then send them off to me, and then we'll put them up for sale straight away, hopefully in plenty of time that you can get them for your Christmas presents, for your family, start letting people know, because I'll share the links and say, so, if you're looking for something to buy me that costs about a £5, can't remember what the price is, but it's something around that, buy one of these and all the money goes to charity, and then we make a bit of money and we do some good things. I've even reached out to some fishy celebrities to see if we can get some pictures of maybe some famous tanks or some like proper things, but only one of them's got back to me so far, so that might not be a thing. But what I'm meaning by that is there's a chance your picture could end up alongside someone else famous's picture. I'm not selling this very well at all, am I? You know what I'm trying to say. Send me your pictures. Get on Discord. That's the only way I want to see it. If you must, by all means, send me them by email or on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. But I don't see them. I'm terrible at DMs and private messages and all that kind of stuff. I've given up on most of them, thinking it's spam. But if that's the only way you can get them there, by all means do that. But I prefer to have them all submitted into the fish photos, calendar photos thread on Discord. And let's have a quick wee look at the Discord, shall we? And then I can show you the kind of things that we're talking about. Little face. How do we... Hang on, I'm trying to do a thing. There we go. So if you go on here, you'll see beer suggestions. There's Fish Vet's Pina Colada. Haribo Apple Sour Beer. Oh, that seems nice. I do like sour things and Haribos and apples and beer. 10% TIPA. What's TIPA mean? Is that instead of like a double IPA, it's a triple IPA? Who knows? It's almost as good as this picture here with Scott with all his discount cheese. But anyway, I digress. Along here you'll see all the various chats. So introductions, you can say hello, introduce yourself, all that kind of stuff. General chat, just whatever you want, random Jean-Claude Van Damme facts. But in subs participation section, you'll see calendar pics. And you'll see all sorts of pictures. So I think this is Nabo trying to capture his shark, which isn't going well. And in real time, Juggler's posting that. But there's some quality pictures in there. I really like that one, for instance. Don't worry if it's slightly overexposed, underexposed, or there's something in the background you don't want there. That's another nice one. I like that one. That's very well composed. I like that one too. So there's all kinds of things in there. So like this one, for instance. That's quite a good picture. But, it's a shame there's water spots there. I can get rid of that. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. If you don't want me to edit your pictures, that's fine too. Just say, no. It's how I want it to be. It's my artistic vision. Leave it alone. But if you don't care, I might crop it or do a bit of light photoshopping. There's all kinds of things in here. I'm hoping that we get enough to have an album full, or a calendar full at least. But that's it, really. Just that is my plea. Get submitting. See if we can get a good bunch to pick from. And if you are a famous YouTuber, aquascaper, photographer, whatever, or you know one, tell them about it. If you're on any fishy forums and people are often submitting nice pictures, tell them about it. Tell them to come and check out the Discord. They don't have to be a fan of me. They just have to be a fan of doing good things. So, there we go. We're done. That's me done my shilling for the evening. A slight giggle because Graham was talking about his subs, but the irony of all the liquid rubber memes. Some of us have not hit the like button. That can't be true. Ah, balls. We have, you're right, 50 concurrent viewers and only 28 of you. It's free. Some of you have given money, yet you won't even click a little button. Dislike button. Don't care which button you click. I just want a click. A click of some description. That's all we need. I believe a view only counts if you watch more than a minute. I think it is. Yeah, I've heard about that. So I think it does count, but a view of more than a minute counts more. If that makes sense. Like a view of 30 seconds is the same as a comment. There are people proffering all these suggestions, but nobody really knows for true, and I'm not sure even YouTube knows for sure. But it's any kind of engagement is a boost in some kind of way. It's all about engagement, so it's all about watch time and average watch time specifically. Watch time is an interesting one. I mean, the ultimate goal is, so the ideal YouTuber is someone who watches a video and then watches another video and then watches another video. If you watch, so my least ideal, or YouTube's least ideal viewer, is someone who watches my video and then closes down YouTube. So if I was to make a video and go, hey, this is great, I've captured your attention for 20 minutes and we've talked about all this thing, you've loved it, you've clicked like, you've done this, and then at the end of the video I say, now go and look at my website and buy all my stuff, and you close YouTube and go to my website, YouTube's like that, no, we don't want that. We want you to go and watch another video so we can sell more ads on those videos, because that's what YouTube wants. So the big metrics for that are things like watch time, because the longer you watch a video, the more so my suspicion is the longer you watch a video, the more likely it is that you're asleep and another video will autoplay at the end of it. But the longer you watch a video, the more likely it is you'll watch another one afterwards. Back in the day, it used to be things like you'd go on Wikipedia rabbit holes, where you go on a Wikipedia page, learn about an information. So if you learn about fish, you go, oh, fish live in the sea. Oh, you click sea. The sea is a body of water. Oh, you click water. Water is made up of H2O. Oh, you click 2. 2 is a number. And you keep going like that. Where the ideal for YouTube is you watch one of my videos and then at the end screen another one is suggested and you click that. Or where they come up with a grid of suggesting loads of different other videos, you click one of them, or you see it in the recommended on the site, you click one of them. It's very clever, I must admit. I have seen similar systems. I work in IT, so I've seen elements of application design where they do like eye trackers and all that kind of stuff, and like the precision as to where they place elements on a screen when they develop applications or websites and things like that. And YouTube's like that on steroids. It's all super well thought out in such a way that it doesn't look as if it's well thought out, but it's all so they can track it. It boggles the mind. Did I say lime button? Aquarium Adventures. Before I forget, props to English Aquarist and his tour video he did. I wanted to request some goldfishy questions one quiz night. Okay. I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that YouTube doesn't count a view until someone watches for more than a minute of a video, or proportionately. Yeah, but again, a lot of this is theoretical because nobody really knows. Graham, Discord, calendar photos. Yes, indeed. Question, what is the fastest freshwater fish? That's surely got to be the setup for a joke. And I can't think. My dad joke genes are failing me. Is it... I don't know. Don't know. Question, are you going to do another viewers tank in the future? I enjoyed the last one. Yeah, maybe. So I've got something on the camera where I've been filming me trying to catch more baby goldfish out the pond, because that's proving difficult. And me swatting at it with the fairground dip net just isn't cutting it, so I built another minnow trap after somebody suggested that, after me thinking, oh yeah, I made that video about that. I used a crab pot trap thing, and it reminded me I was going to do a native tank, so go down to the river, catch some minnows or something like that, stick them in one of the tanks up here and see what happens. Because the minnows that I caught, it must have been like 2 years ago now, if not longer, 3 years even, they were really colourful, so I'd like to see what they do when they get into a tank and settle after a bit, rather than being in a murky, dirty river. So that might be a tank. The viewer tank, maybe. I like the whole process of that, where we narrowed it down to what we went for, so we could do the same kind of thing where we do the tier lists, go freshwater or saltwater, and then biotope or planted or this or that, and then narrow it down to get the main fish, and then all that kind of stuff. Yes, it might have to wait until after winter, because I am skint. So all my money's going into paying the heating bills at the moment. So yeah, unless a couple of 100,000 views materialise out of the woodwork, I think I've only got enough spare cash to just keep things ticking over for the next few months without going on extravagant fish buying purchases. But we'll see. Are we going to do the vote for... Yeah, we could do that, yeah. You could come to Stoke and help me make the calendar. Oh, what, on that day? Hey, that's not a bad idea. I shall mull that over. I'm very local to Stoke, and even I say don't go to Stoke. If you haven't, be sure to ask Chris Lookhope. I haven't actually. No, that's a good shout. I have asked a few people, but like I say, only one of them got back to me. How many times a day would you feed blue gourami fry? They was born about a week now. Several. Almost all fry seem to need to eat pretty much constantly. Triple IPA. They double hop it, then season it at the end with more hops. That was a good guess then. Double IPA is good stuff. Yeah, I quite like the double IPA ones I've seen. Hiya Graham, great to see you, Hermano. Now you can speak Spanish. Thank you. I still haven't sent you your prize either yet. Oh god, I'm so terrible. Sorry, I will get on that as well. I'll get some pics. I need to get some pics. Spent this week trying to clear the water by adding filter floss. Don't want any floating bits in the photos. It's only natural, but I can fix that in editing. That's what I'm saying. So obviously, yes, make it as good as you can, but don't let perfection be the... I always forget this when I try and say it. Done is better than perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, Tommy is kind of a big deal. Well, send me some pictures then. Oh. Right, we've got about 15 minutes before quiz time. My excellent collection on the YouTube dashboard has gone to amber. It's even flirting with red. So hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to load up the quiz now, just in case. And then if I disappear, at least we can still play. Now I've lost the chat. Turn off the desktop audio so as the music doesn't drive everyone mental. So that is the link to join. If you want to, you'll have to sit in the lobby for 10 minutes or so until we start the game, but I thought I'd put it in there just in case I disappear with the internet being poop. Pardon me. You should flip from buying beer to buying radioactive things. I think MI5 assume I'm disturbed, but so drunk to do anything. Motor Pike. I like it. I thought it was illegal to catch and keep minnows. Apparently not. I thought that too at one point, but... Oh, I should have known that. Fastest freshwater fish is rainbow trout. Yeah, because that was a question on one of my quizzes. There are no questions left about fish that I have not already asked, so... I should have known that. Question, says Brian. I've seen a Fluval Flex 123 with stand for 150. Should I jump on it or leave it? Totally up to you. It's not a bad price if you like the stand and all that kind of stuff. The 123, that's the big one, isn't it? The Mega Flex. I wanted one for a while. I got offered one for 50 quid once. And it fell through because... I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it fell through because the guy was a twat. That's the nice way to say it. But I have seen them cheaper than that. But with stand, if it's in good condition, it's not bad. It's awkward, so... You know, it's got the curved, I'll say curved screen, the curved glass on front. But if that's a look you're interested in, then yeah, go for it. I quite like them. I still kind of keep an eye out for them. Yeah, so as Link's Fishkeeper saying, it's a decent tank. I would normally go for a flat front because it's better to view the fish, so it definitely presents some challenges, but it's kind of cool as well. That's kind of how I think. Did I just forget to put the ID? Hang on. There you go. That's the actual link that you might be able to use to join. Because I'm an idiot. 2984342 is anyone that just wants the number. 2984342. Some great pics appearing on Discord. Good, that's what we want. Oh, there are some good ones, yes. And you know, Discord does compress these things, but I will collate them to such a point where if it's just not high enough resolution, I might have to get back to you and ask you to send me a higher resolution copy of something, but get them out there. I like this one. That's quite a cool picture. It's a shame the shrimp's not quite in focus, but we can maybe sharpen that up a little bit. So as you can see, some people are starting to join in the quiz. The link is... Where is the link? The link is there. That is the link. Yeah, sorry everyone for using the wrong link without the ID number. Oh dear. The theme for the calendar should be like the popular dog one. Fish pooping on beautiful aquascapes. I like that. So as always, there is no set agenda here. If you have any questions, feel free to just blurt them out, whether they be fishy or otherwise. I was thinking about, have you heard of Lazarus the Fish Boy, or Fishman as he might now be being called? He's a kid in Australia. Oh, sorry, Australia. Who he reached out to me years ago when he was a little tiny boy and asked to collaborate, and we did a couple of videos together and stuff like that. So obviously I still follow him, but now he's like 17 or something like that and starting to grow up. And because he's in Australia, his live stream, he was doing a live stream at like 8 o'clock in the morning here, just as I was logging into work. That was surreal. It was all about him saying, yeah, I'm going to do fishing videos, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and the other. And then 10 minutes later, he was singing AC/DC songs a cappella. So I'm not going to do that. That was the point I'm trying to make. I will not sing songs. I've learned my lesson. My water is crap. KH16, GH21, so if I cut it by half gives me 8 and 10 for discus. What do you guys think? Generally, I don't like dicking around with water parameters to try and suit fish. So if you want discus, I would get in touch with some of the big discus suppliers, whether it be Chen's Discus or Devotedly Discus or Discus for the Discerning or any of the other good ones who are actual proper discus specialists, and tell them what water you've got and would your parameters suit their fish. Chen's specifically is the one I've had most dealings with, but I have had dealings with all of them. Wouldn't lie to me, and if he thought that was off, so Francis over at Chen's Discus would say no, or yes, or something in between. If they say no and you want those specific fish, then you have a choice to make whether you go use arrow water, so you can use arrow water and then remineralize to get the perfect conditions that you want. But it is such a faff. I have always found most fish will adapt to most conditions. Discus are not as fairy-like as some people make out, so they're generally going to be fine. Stinker discus, and when they were still a thing, although there still are some around, were notorious for being happy with hard water, and they didn't need to have soft water, and you put them in whatever. I think most fish will just adapt to most things, so if you just go to a local pet shop and buy their £5 for £50 discus, probably won't work. But it won't be your fault that it won't work, because they'd be crap discus. If you get it from a proper supplier and get good ones, and a proper supplier doesn't have to be just a discus specialist. So I mentioned Chen's Discus there. They supply a whole poop ton of local fish shops up and down the country. So you can buy Chen's Discus at a LFS in your locality if they happen to get their discus from Chen's as a wholesaler agreement. Stinker used to supply loads of fish shops, so you didn't have to go direct to Germany to get those fish. But there are specialists who only sell out of their premises, whether that's their home, their shop, or whatever it is. But if you get one of those specialist fish, they are higher quality. They will cost you more money, but they're higher quality, and you'll have an easier time of having good success with those fish. So if I was you, I wouldn't try dicking around with RO and stuff like that. I would just send them an email saying, look, this is my water parameters. Do you think I can keep your fish, or would you say against it? And if one of them comes back and says, yeah, you should be fine, or I hesitate there because I know there are some unscrupulous discus sellers out there who claim to be specialists and would absolutely say, oh yeah, it'll be fine, and it wouldn't be, because they only care about the sale. And am I going to libel myself now? Chen's Discus, Devotedly Discus, Durham Discus, Discus for the discerning. Certainly won't lie to you. Your mileage may vary on other suppliers. We'll leave it at that. That's tough, Russell. Yeah, try to cut it. RODI is a must with that. I don't agree. I mean, you might want to do it, especially for breeding and things like that. Yeah, you might want to do it, but that just seems such a faff with RODI. There certainly are other fish that prefer different parameters. So yeah, it could be like Rift Valley cichlids love hard water. So, but if you're really desperate to keep discus, then I say what I say. I don't say I'm right necessarily, so other people will disagree with me, but that's my thought. John, Dusty Roads, I hope you're safe from the storm and the rain is not too bad where you are. I'm in the south of the country. I've been keeping fish now for 50 years and just got a 6 foot by 5 foot 4 2 by 3. What? I just got a 6 by 5 4 2. Are you just spamming numbers at me, John? Maybe I'm just not reading that right. Or is that multiple tanks? A 6 by 5, a 4, and a 2 by 3. I don't know. Welcome, John. How are you going to play the quiz for us? We have 18 people in the quiz, and we're a couple of minutes away from joining. Can I do that again? If you have just joined and you don't know what we're talking about, we have a fun quiz. 20 questions. Fastest finger first. But you have to be right, obviously. And whoever gets most points at the end of the quiz gets a wee prize. Right, let's see if we can catch up. Stinker are no more. Well, yeah, officially Stinker have stopped, but they have sold off all their stock to various places, so the Stinker stock are still out there breeding for people. I understand the love for discus, but I always think about the other cichlids that are A, cheaper, yes, B, prettier, and C, less demanding. Geophagus! Oh, get out of here. Geophagus. Destroyers of aquascapes. Don't stress about discus. I mean, yeah, you are right. Discus definitely isn't for everyone, and if you're going to be fighting water parameters all the time, I think ultimately you end up having a bad time of it and just not enjoying it. But anyway, 'twas quiz time. So we'll turn on the annoying music, press little face, and ask, is everyone ready? Where I go try and find, where did I put my bottle of Pepsi? This is where I get to sit and relax now. If we're ready, everyone. So the rules are, you get a question, multiple choice. The answers are the answers I found on Tinterwebs, not necessarily the right answers. 30 seconds to answer every question. The faster you answer it correctly, the more points you get. But answer it wrong, and nil point, as they say. So, I shall click the start button, and nothing will happen. I think Tinternet is gone. I think mine's broke as well. Didn't work, did it? Sorry. It's crashed. Why will nobody just let us have a fun quiz? I'm just trying to reload it to see if it'll work. Alright, let's try again. Oh, this forgot the ID again. Let's try again. There you go, that one. Right, you've got 5 minutes. If you want to play, get in quick while I top up my Pepsi Max. Go and refill your own tasty drink. Snack and beverage time. So that's 2 quiz variants we've knackered so far. Am I going to have to shell out money for some kind of quiz program? Shall we take you on a little journey to show you Mega Tank and feed that while we wait for people to roll in? Oh, did I forget to put the microphone on again? We've missed a golden opportunity here, haven't we? Right, are we ready? Little face. Let's try and start the quiz again. We have 19 people. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Yay! It has worked. How many individual countries make up the British Isles? Is it 5, 4, 3, or 6? I guess the mic wasn't working then. I'm sorry, everyone. I was saying some really interesting things. I'll turn down the music a bit. There are 5. Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Ireland. 5 countries. Well done, monkey cheese. Now, watch the complaints roll in. Watch me not care. New coins have been released to mark the reign of King Charles. What is on the 50p piece? A bee, a capercaillie, a salmon, or a dormouse? It's a salmon. What is the name of the storm currently causing chaos in the UK and flooding my fish room? Brogget, Crabble, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Babbitt? Yeah, I'm sorry for all our international viewers. Some of these are quite UK-centric at the moment, but I swear there are international questions as well. It is Storm Babbitt. You know, pick up a newspaper once in a while, you know some things. Sorry. I love you all. Question 4. What fish is this? Is it a silver dollar, a salmon, a maboo puffer, or a red-tailed catfish? Silver dollar, salmon, maboo puffer. That's my favourite word to say. It's my favourite fish to say. Or a red-tailed catfish. It was a maboo puffer. Fat Kid's in there in just over 2 seconds. Question 5. What sport is to be added to the 2028 Summer Olympics? Golf, darts, cricket, or F1? Hopefully that's not too difficult. And this is an American question because it's in America. I think it's going to be in LA. So, you know, I think about all my audience and balance things accordingly. Flag football is one of them, but that's not one of the options though, is it? It is cricket. Although darts would be good. Juggler, getting straight in there. The flag football's like American football, but non-contact or something like that. They have little bits of cloth tied to them and you have to grab that. Who sang the theme song to the Bond film Skyfall? Theme tune. Shirley Bassey, Adele, Billie Eilish or Madonna? Incidentally, they have all sung theme tunes to Bond films. Shirley Bassey, many Bond films. They all sound the same. Goldfinger, Moonraker, other films. It was, of course, Adele. Stevie P. Well in there. Question 7. Name the band. Nirvana, there's some fast fingers there. Led Zeppelin, U2 or Thin Lizzy? Surely everyone would get this one. Even Rebecca would have got this one. It was, of course, Nirvana. Well done, everyone except 3 people. And a first sub 1 second answer from Shadow. Well done. Monkey Cheese in first, just going over the 100-point mark at 7 questions in. Well done. What does the US government burn thousands of each year on June the 14th? UFOs, bodies, US flags, or witches? It's getting soggier and soggier in this fish room. It's still peeing down the rain outside. It's flags. Apparently, when it gets too tatty, you have to burn it. I thought you were all dead against burning flags. Question 9. Which fish is well known for its bubble-blowing nest-building behaviour? Is it guppies, betta-fish, ram cichlids or chichlids, or gouramis? There's someone left, is that why it takes so long to get through? It was, of course, betta-fish. Well done, almost everyone. Gouramis do bubble nests too. Well. Gouramis are rubbish, so that was never going to be the answer. In fish genetics, what term refers to the observable characteristics or traits of a fish, such as its colour or fin shape? Genome, allele, genotype, or phenotype? I think some gouramis do bubble nests. I'm sorry, everyone. But as I always say, meh. Phenotype. Yeah, specifically wrote that question for Rebecca because she always moans that I don't put in enough sciencey stuff and then she doesn't even turn up. Make sure to remind her of this next time you speak to her. On this day in 1977, a plane crash carrying which rock band, killing the lead singer? Was it Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, Lynyrd Skynyrd, or Metallica? It was indeed Lynyrd Skynyrd. Bonus points if you know the name of the lead singer. Monkey Cheese retains second place. Tim the Reptile's straight up in first place. What year did eBay launch? 2002, 1995, 2011 or 2000? What is the difference between genotype and phenotype? The spelling. This is a tricky one. What year did eBay launch? I wrote this question, I can't remember the answer. 1995. There you go. 12 questions in. And who's at the top of the leaderboard? Is it going to still be Tim the Reptile? I think it is. About almost a 20-point lead. Who do England face in the Rugby World Cup semis tomorrow? Argentina, South Africa, Scotland. I can't do a New Zealand accent, so New Zealand. South Africa. Monkey cheese for the sub 2 second answer there. Takes you within 12 of the lead. 6 questions to go. What is cynophobia? Fear of cats, fear of fish, fear of birds, fear of dogs. I could probably say this now because you've already answered this, but my hope was you'd all choose fear of fish, thinking it was a fish question. Nope. And I was right. It's fear of dogs. 0 people got that right. 0 points across the board. I don't think that's ever happened before. Sorry, I'll make them a bit easier next week. In a planted aquarium, what process do aquatic plants use to absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen during photosynthesis? Diffusion, osmosis, respiration, or transpiration? Only 2 sets of people will know this. Chemists and high school students. Again, trying to be sciencey. Trying to raise the bar a little bit. It's diffusion. Well done, SJH, and I know nothing, proving you don't know nothing. You knew that. In the film Rocky, what did Rocky call his pet goldfish? Was it Jaws, Moby Dick, Sly, or Punchy? It was Moby Dick. It's close at the top with a few questions left. Anyone's game. Never seen Rocky. God, Scott. How often on average do penguins poop? You know how I said earlier I was raising the bar of the intellectualness of the quiz? It was temporary. How often does a penguin poop? I just can't believe what information you can find on the internet. It's every 20 minutes. And I don't know if that's an average over all penguins, and there's like some penguins holding it in for a day. There's just some penguins with consistent, constant diarrhea? I thought about that question far too much. Question 18. How long in feet has a single piece of algae been recorded to grow? This isn't like a record question, this is like in general. How long is the biggest piece of algae? I'll give you a clue, it's kelp. Kelp, seaweed, Graham. Seaweed is a type of algae. It's 200. Well done, 9 people. Most birds poop every 15 to 20 minutes on average, says Hayden. All the females in chat, confirm please. Who reportedly turned down a 20 million payday for a fight with JCVD? Is it Steven Seagal, Jackie Chan, Sylvester Stallone or Jason Statham? Steven Seagal just seems like a more and more terrible person every time I read something about him. Yeah, thanks Juggler for spoiling this question. Nah, you didn't spoil it. I made it up because of that. Steven Seagal. I used to be a big Steven Seagal fan. No, he just seems like such a twat. Who's in first place? We've got Nabokov in first place. No, it's Tim the Reptile. Not much in it though. Last question. According to best scientific estimates, how many fish are in the sea? Is it 11? Is it 14 billion, 800 million or 3.5 trillion? Just remember how much bigger a billion is than a million and a trillion is than a billion. It's definitely not 11. I'll give you that as a clue. It's 3.5 trillion. Well, how has that affected the final scores? Nabokov in third place, Tim the Reptile in second place, Monkey Cheese! Monkey Cheese takes the win. Oh, Monkey Cheese takes the win with 203 points. So that's obviously going to be a lot harder than it's been in previous weeks because we've been over 300 points before. So I apologise for the state of the questions, but I didn't start writing them until about 8 o'clock. I was very, very behind. But well done, Monkey Cheese. Let's have a look and see how we got on. Oh, nearly 50% correct. That's not bad. Oh, 11. A winning score of 11. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at SGH. 13 correct answers. But only 177 points. If only you were faster. Butt Crasher as well with 12 correct. So you get more questions correct than the winner. Just see, it's just how much speed that you apply. Everyone did pretty well. Billy John and Brian got distracted. Well done, everyone. Even if you're down at the bottom, it's still worth playing. The winner only got 55% correct, and then that's the same as the way down here. We got the same number correct. Is there any further down? So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The winner in 10th place got the same amount of questions correct. What does that say? Well done, everyone. Well done. That's all I can say. Oh, what's happened here? Only Oscars has become a member. Thank you, Only Oscars. If you want to become a member, you get stuff. You get access to extra emojis. You get access to exclusive content, like twice a year. Sorry. And you get access to discounts off aquariumadventures.co.uk. Shell. Right, so Let me see if I can go back a bit. I take it my mic didn't work when I was over there talking to me fishes. Yeah, I did that thing again where I forgot to turn on the other half of the mic. What is flag football? So, as far as I can understand it, flag football is like, I think somebody said it earlier, it's proper American football, but they stuff dusters in their pants. Yeah, there you go, Brian said that. It's that. Wait, there you go. There are all the emojis flying around. Very nearly made a joke about a cock in my face there. Joint third fish vet, that's fine, that's pretty good. Well done, Monkey Cheese. Pipped at the post again, Tim. Yeah, you'll need to keep trying though. So who's Monkey Cheese? Have you identified yourself? See, it's because I'm too prepared. I do turn it on before I start the stream, and then if I don't turn the other one on, so there's a reason for this. Where is it? This is quite old now, so the battery doesn't last all that long. So if I left it on for the entire stream, it probably wouldn't make it. So I reckon I get about an hour out of this when it's fully charged. So I only want to turn this on when I'm about to use it, and then I know it won't run out midstream. But I turn the other one on, and that's plugged in, because that's fine, because it's not moving anywhere. So I can keep a USB connected to that. But then this one doesn't have a USB connected to it. But if I don't turn it on quick enough, and that one sits idle with this one not on, it turns off, and then I forget to turn that one back on again. So I do think these things through, and then completely ignore them and not do anything. You have to go back and enjoy it. The music did the mic duties perfectly. Sorry. Aquarium Ventures, no! Flag football equals no tackles. You also don't block or anything like that. You just have the guy say hike, and then people run and try and catch it. It's just like practice. Isn't there something about stuffing dusters down your pants? I'm going to have to look this up. What is flag football? It's a high-octane, non-contact version of American football where tackles are made by pulling off flags which players wear on their hips. Yeah, dusters down their pants. I mean, I'm about to offend an entire nation, but American football is just the stupidest thing I've ever seen, in general. I love watching the Super Bowl. I occasionally watch other things, but what a stupid sport. I'm sure there's lots of skill involved and all that kind of stuff, but flags equals a belt. Let's put it this way. Football equals big shoulders win. Flag equals skinny fast kids win. So you're not allowed to block. I guess you don't have pads and stuff then? Or you don't need pads and stuff? GB is Monkey Cheese. Right, Monkey Cheese, you have to do a thing now. If you want me to send you a prize, then when I finally find it, why can't I find it? There we go. There. Not there. There. If you want to subscribe to me on all the other things like YouTube, Facebook, all that kind of jazz, then that one. If you are GB and you won the quiz, send me an email saying, I won the quiz, and your address and name. The amount of people that send me their address but not their name. I hate going to the post office and they're like, who's it to? And I'm like, I don't know. Nabokov fan 87. What? That's not a name. I don't want to send it to your YouTube name, so I want your proper name. I'm not trying to harvest your data, I just want to send it to you. American football is a girls' game. I would like to see them play rugby, then they would all be in hospital after 10 minutes. Yes and no. So I think there's an argument which sounds counterintuitive that because of the pads in American football, they go a bit harder and they do try and pile driver each other. Whereas rugby does have a lot of rules about where you can tackle, when you can tackle, what parts of the body you can hit. You're not allowed to just beat the shit out of each other, all that kind of stuff. So I think because they've got the pads, they have ended up doing things which actually can be a lot more dangerous. So I think lots of American footballers have had brain injuries and head injuries and all that kind of thing that are purely there because it's such a high contact sport, even though they've got a helmet on. It's the same as if you crash, you're driving a motorcycle and you've got a helmet on and you smash your head about, it protects it, as in it doesn't get caved in, but your brain rattles around inside it enough to give you brain damage. But I agree, I think rugby is the it's hard to say better. I was kidding earlier when I said the NFL's stupid. It is stupid. I'm trying not to offend an entire nation of people, but like with baseball, having a World Series, and I know it's because there was a paper called The World rather than it being The World, but I was watching something the other day where some Americans were kicking off about there was an idea of taking the Super Bowl to London, and he kept referencing the Super Bowl as the World Championship of NFL. I'm like, what other countries are playing in the NFL that you can class it as the World Championship? But the things I don't like about the American football is, I mean, there's plenty to like, but I can't be doing with the constant stoppages, the constant. I mean, we talked about this last week where I said that I've sat and watched a rugby game and I had no freaking clue what was going on. I often feel the same way about American football, but it frustrates me more. Whereas rugby, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening, but oh, it's exciting. And rugby's I like the whole, what is it, the old saying is, football is a game for gentlemen played by hooligans, and rugby's a game for hooligans played by gentlemen. I like the fact that rugby players, you never see any talking back to the referee. Yeah, you batter 6 lumps of crap out of each other, but as soon as he goes, oh, you stop that, this little tiny guy, the referee goes, oh, you stop that, they're like, oh, yep, no problem, boss. That they do go in hard and they respect the rules generally. But yeah, so I think rugby's the better game. Disliking both sports quite a lot. Question: if Hadrian's Wall still existed, Hadrian's Wall does still exist, it's still there, it's just not quite as full as it is. What fish would you have kept in Scotland? Oh, I wonder if there is a Scottish fish. I'm planning a trip to Scotland. I'm going to Scotland on Sunday. Sunday. So it's half term week here, so everyone's off. I've got some holidays. Whoop whoop. So we're going up to Scotland, see the family. Are there any native Scottish fish? I don't know if that's a thing. But I did have an idea about, like on the way home, buying a fish in 3 different countries if I came the long way home via Wales. North Wales, so like M6, and then dive off. Buying a fish in Scotland, a fish in Wales, a fish in England. But I don't think my family would be like that. Mike Webster took so many hits to the head he was the first to die from CTE. He has skull bashed in from blocking. It's a violent sport, sir. I don't know who Mike Webster is. If that's for the NFL thing. Yes. Take the helmets off and head injuries with degree. I think that's the crux of what I was trying to say, is because they've got so many pads and helmets, they just go for it. And it's a lot more dangerous that way. It's a lot more complicated than that. One of the big issues is the age when they start and the type of hits. Yeah, I watched a couple of documentaries about it. It's very interesting. There are quite a few international members playing in the NFL, but yeah, you're not wrong. NFL is national, nation, US, not world. Quite right. Golf. Gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. I think that's a bit of an urban legend. Most native Scottish fish come covered in batter and deep fried. If you get as far as Wigan before the family complain. Well, the thing is, I do all the driving, so I had a dastardly plan that I would just set off and go, oh, look at that. My normal... We're about to get uber boring and uber specific for people who don't live in the UK. This is going to mean nothing. My normal route is M1, A66, M6, A74, M74, Glasgow. Sometimes when I come down, you get like the traffic warnings say A66, Scotch Corners is a nightmare, don't go that way, and then we just carry on straight down the M6, Manchester, hop across the Snake Pass. So I could feign a Scotch Corners bad again, let's just go straight down to Manchester and then veer off. Go, we've ended up in Wales. How's that? Oh, and there's a fish shop. Here's an idea, this would be good. Why don't we go to a fish shop in 3 different countries? I don't know if it would work. I might have to go to a fish shop in Scotland, drive straight home to Sheffield, buy a fish in Sheffield, and then drive to, I don't know, Wrexham or something, all in one day. That's a hell of a lot of miles for a potentially stupid video that nobody's actually going to care about. What would even be the clickbaity title for that? I bought a fish in 3 different countries in one day. If I saw that, my immediate reaction would be, so? But yeah, Pier. I've never been to Pier, so that would be a nice opportunity. Just like the Mars bar, I've never had a deep fried Mars bar. I've never even seen a deep fried Mars bar. Granted, I left Scotland when I was 21. Yeah. But still, I ate a lot of fish and chips. Never once saw... Speaking of amazing movies, The Legend of Bagger Vance. That's a golf film, isn't it? I'm sure I've seen that, but can't remember anything about it. It's Will Smith and Matt Damon. Yeah, I don't think I have seen that. Sorry. I cannot comment any further. I'd laugh if Stuart was watching this plan foiled. He might be in on it. Graham, where did the word posh come from? Oh, I'm sure I used to know this. I can't remember. where does the expression posh come from? Port out starboard home. That's the one I thought I knew, but had forgotten. Because it described the cooler north-facing cabins on the most upper-class and aristocratic or rich passengers travelling from Britain to India. So if you were on the port, you got a cooler cabin. Driving a million miles for a dream. How big do you think Britain is? I mean, this is where one of the other differences between UK and America, Australia, places like that. If I was to drive from Glasgow to Sheffield via somewhere in North Wales, that would probably be about 400 miles. I've heard of people in America, that's like their commute. In fact, let's have a look. What is that? Little face. So we would be driving so there's your Scotch corner nonsense. So if we drag that one over to here, there you go. It's down, oh no, down to Manchester. I mean, where does Wales start? Oh, my internet's so slow. So we only really need to go down here-ish to dip into Wales. Then back via Stoke, speak to Phil, do some calendar work, and up to Sheffield. Six hours driving. Yeah, they would kill me. Maybe not. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll do that on one of my days off when I don't have anywhere else. It's a bit of a daft thing to do. They're so good. What? Are we talking about Mars bars again? I've never had one. I don't know. Phil says, not sure if you've seen it earlier, Graham. I offered a hoodie for the quiz winner. I hope this is okay. Sure, that is okay. GB, you're one lucky person. If you get in touch, you're getting a hoodie just in time for winter. I was only going to send you a bag of fish food. We have deep fried Mars bars in it. I've seen a deep fried Mars bar in, where was I? North Somerset, Clevedon, in North Somerset, and it was in a window of a fish and chip shop as I was driving past. I went, so I've never seen it in Scotland, and here I am, almost the furthest away from Scotland you could get, and they have deep fried Mars bars and bounties as well. So it wasn't even deep fried Mars bars. It was like cod and chips, number 1, haddock and chips, number 2, number 3, bounty, deep fried bounty, and then deep fried Mars bars. I thought about this often. Is the reason that is the coconut of a bounty? Does it give it something special when you add the deep fried and the batter? I don't know. I visited 3 different shops in 3 different countries. That is the kind of standard title that I was going for. I mean, it does have a bit of a why. I'm going to have to click to see why someone would visit 3 shops in 3 different countries, or what's the point of that, or is that interesting in any way, or just 3 shops in 3. Yeah, something along those lines. But it's such a stupid idea. I don't know if it's worth it. Posh equals port out, starboard home. Yes. I did have to Google it to remember it, but yes, that is why. Geordies should be perfect for rugby as they're Scotsmen with their head kicked in. That's an old joke. What's the difference between a Geordie and a jock and a Geordie? A Geordie's just a jock with his head kicked in. Here we say bougie, not posh. Well, bougie is a recent introduction. Work for me one way would be 70 to 120 miles. What? That work for me is, I have a commute of about 15 seconds. I walk from up there to down here. Even when I had to go into an office, it was like 15 minutes max. I've turned down well-paying jobs because the commute was more than half an hour. Where is 120 miles away from where I live? It's like Newcastle. I can almost make it to Newcastle. Newcastle's 130 miles away from where I live. I have family in Newcastle, extended family. But if you have to go and see them, I'm like, ugh, got to drive all the way up there. Ugh. You have to do that every day. Twice. No, there's no way I would do that for work. Some good fish shops in Manchester. Well, I do go to... So one of my clients is in Bolton. I have to go through Manchester quite a lot. My friend in Australia commutes to work in his own aeroplane, 470 miles. At least that would be a bit fun. That'd be good. You could also have the Proclaimer song playing in the background. I would drive 500 miles. That is... Well, that would get me copyright claimed, and then I wouldn't make any money off the video. I drove from Sydney to Brisbane in a day. Sydney to Brisbane, that's got to be a bit of a... Nine and a half hours. That's a biggie. I don't know what my longest drive is. I think I drove from... It's either Netherlands or France. Back to Sheffield in a day. Albeit there was a ferry crossing in the middle of... Or a Eurostar crossing in the middle of it. And then I've driven from... kind of Newquay to Glasgow once. But yeah, there's nothing compared to those big ones. Deep fried Mars bars are good. You get one next time you see one. I might just have to, just to see if it's any good or not. Mrs. H thinks you're cute. Can I get a discount on the food? With sweet talking like that, of course you can. You can join as a member and get a discount, or you can get your wife to say I'm cute and get a discount. If you want some food, just for the bants, I'm sure we can get you a little bit of a deal, Brian. Newcastle's about 120 miles. I used to do commute to Rotherham, and that was the mileage. I think it did say something like that, yeah. I'm glad I don't have it. Oh, do you know what? I could make my own 2.5 hour drives, if that, exactly. I really enjoy driving. It's one of my favourite things. When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was pass my driving test. I would like nothing more than at work in the olden days to be given a client at the other end of the country, because I could spend a day driving there. Horrific waste of time, horrific waste of impact on the environment, but it was not unusual for me to drive down to London from Sheffield for an hour's meeting and then drive back again. To drive from Sheffield to Weston-super-Mare or to Clevedon or to Glasgow, or for because I had clients in those areas and they would want to speak to me about a thing. This before video conferences were a proper thing, really. And everyone used to hate it. They'd be, oh God, I've got to do all this travelling. They'd go up the night before, they'd stay in a hotel. I'd be like, no, I'll go. I'll drive in the morning, listen to my music in my car, which is comfortable and at the temperature I like it. I'm not sitting on a train. Every time I went on a train anywhere, I'd always ask for a table seat, so as I could get the laptop out and do a bit of work. But every single time, I would be the skinniest guy at the table, and it would be full. No, give me my car. I don't mind if I have to get up at 5 in the morning to set off. That's fine. Away we go. 4 hours singing along to my songs or listening to a podcast or whatever it is. Do my meeting and back again. That beats sitting at a desk working for 8 hours anytime. I've lost my train of thought now why I'm talking about that. But nowadays, very much the opposite. So I've talked about one of my main clients being in Bolton. I haven't been there in donkeys because I'm like, no, we can communicate on Teams now. No thank you, I don't have to drive for a couple of hours that way and a couple of hours back again. But every now and again, it's just for fun. Yeah, as Scott's saying there, I'd happily drive up and down the side of the UK in a day for pleasure, but for work, royally F that. Yes, I'm kind of the same. Unless I get paid for it. If you're going to pay for me to drive up and down the country to go to a meeting, fine with that. If you want me to drive up the night before to stay in a hotel to then do a couple hours on site and then drive home in my own time, no. I used to drive from Kirkcaldy to Stevenage just for my leg over. I mean, some people will do that. A lot more than that. I meant for visiting fish shops or whatever, but whatever floats your boat. Your canoe. For the sake of comparison, can you show me one of your adult black corridoras one day? Yes. Let's see if we can do that right now. I will turn on the microphone first. I will turn on both microphones first. So you should now be able to hear me as I pick up the GoPro. The lights are going off, but I don't know if you can see that. I need to do a bit of a clear out of all the floating plants in this so it gets a little bit more light in there, so that's not going to be any use to you whatsoever. Don't know if you can see them under the bit of wood. Just looks black to me on the screen. Sorry. But that's, if you can see that one, that's kind of a sub-adult. We'll do a better comparison later. There's the discus, all going, oh, the lights are on, can I have some food? couldn't hear a word I was saying. Can you drop X off on your way home? I live 20 minutes the other way. Yeah. Again, normally not bothered about it. I really quite enjoy driving now. I think I'm a frustrated truck driver or something like that. Hello, I'm Mrs. H. Susan Austin. Hello, Susan Austin. How you doing? It's illegal to not get paid for work travel in the States. You'd get comped miles normally. I mean, if I was driving for work, I would always get to claim my mileage. And if I was driving, I'd claim overtime stuff. But when you get to a certain level, you don't get overtime. You just get to complain about having to work outside of normal hours. That's kind of normal. Please say hello to my good wife, Susan Austin. Hello, Susan. How you doing? As we say. It's definitely black. Yes, sorry. Lights needed more. Lights needed more. Tank needed more light. Did you miss trivia? I'm afraid you did, Tommy. Sorry. You've almost missed everything. Fine, thanks. Just fine. Or fine. I don't know what I'm playing at now. We're nearing the end of the stream. It's 11:58. No, it's not. It's 10:58. Can't count. If you fancy continuing with your fishy journey, then let's have a look. Is anyone else streaming? No doubt Cold Water Aquatics will be starting in about 5 minutes or so. But my internet's not good enough to tell me that. So hopefully Scott will be posting in the chat right now the links to the stream. It's already started. He's jumping the gun. Cheeky bugger. Pardon me. So go along. If you fancy that, say hello. Say Graham sent me. Let them know the fish farm link thing is a thing. If you want to jump into Discord up here, share your pictures. Remember, we want your calendar pictures. That's the main thing. Get into that. And if not, go and watch one of my videos. That's all I ask. Click something. If there's something to click, if it's down in the description, if it's here, whatever, click it. In one sentence, sum up discus. Sum up keeping discus. Expensive, stressful fun. Good night, everybody.
wallpapers, LED shop lights, things of these things, you know, of this nature. Appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out in the live stream here. What we normally do on these streams are we talk to the guys in the chat and the ladies, talk to all you people in the chat, and then we bring another camera up and go around and do some feeding. I think I got 6 pieces of shrimp tonight, so we're gonna be heavy on the feeding, so hopefully you guys are down for that. Carol, nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully you let your question fly. 3G, what's up? Coral works in the house. What's going on, buddy? Good seeing you. Lando, fishing outdoors with Lando. Select Pet, what's up, buddy? Scott Haddle's in the house. Hey, what's going on? Don't forget to hit the like. Absolutely, we appreciate that. Kalish, Misa, what's up? Nice to see you. QC, there he is, dropping your guys' links. If you see these links and you're like, what's the deal here? This is QC dropping links for you guys. You come in the chat, you say something, he sees your name, he drops a link for your channel. That way anyone else in the stream or anyone watching this video down the road, you know, in the old future, they can click back on your channel and make sure they're subscribed, or if, you know, if they like your stuff, if you got stuff. Coral, member for 7 months. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, gang. We appreciate that. Select Pet, only 13 away. Man, that's closer, right? That's closer than before. But, dude, you're hanging. You're just hanging there, man. Do you do short videos, Select Pet? Do you do short videos? Russell, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you with us. Silver Creek, what is up, buddy? Good seeing you. Big Easy, what's up? It ain't easy being Big Easy, but we appreciate you coming by. Oh, yeah, Silver Creek, member for 9 months. Coldwater natives, for the win. Yes, for the win. Or fluff the world, right? Hey there, Brandon, Ness, and everyone. What's up, Dave? Good seeing you, buddy. Hope you're doing fabulous. Hope everybody is doing fabulous out there, wherever you're at in the world right now. Whatever day it is, or time. Hope you're doing great. KJE Aquatics, what's up?
All right, let's look at the vendor room at the Keystone Clash. Check out some booths. And
Nabokov fan 87 said Graham sent me. It's all his fault. I'm sorry for his actions. Heaters in the tanks added this week on the West Coast SoCal. Yeah. It is. I mean, it's that time. It's that time. If you're thinking you're going to have some questionable issues with temperature, it's probably that time of year for us North Americans here in the North American continent.